Okay. In my next installment of Make It Make Sense, I am going to address the whole AOC controversy that's been going on about her not getting her seat that she wanted in the Democratic Party. Again, let me start off by saying I don't have a problem with AOC. I don't think she's bad for the Democratic Party. I just think she rubbed too many people the wrong way coming out of the gate. And she is being not victimized, but she's being guilty by association, so to speak. That's why I think she's being sat down in the manner in which she's being sat down. Now, again, I'm not against AOC. When she makes sense, she makes a lot of flippant sense. But her problem, she talks too much. And this is coming from somebody who talks too much. But I know I talk too much. That's why I don't run for offices. Because I know I'm going to tell somebody to shut very, very quickly. But she talks too much. And she gets to grandstanding. And her grandstanding gets in the way of her message, if that makes any sense. Because I don't want nobody saying that I don't like her, because that's not the point. I can't vote for her. I ain't got no dog or pony or whistle in how she's elected, because I live in Ohio, and up until they started doing the redistricting crap, Joyce Beatty was my representative. So, with that being said, again, I think AOC, in a way, because I'm going to play devil's advocate on it, she needed to be sat down. She came out strong. Came out strong. Like I said, I was a firm believer in what she was saying in the beginning. But I think somewhere in her popularity with the whole squad thing, her message got lost in all of the controversy that was going on with that group. Because, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. That group was problematic from the beginning. You see, Representative Priestley got out of there very quickly, and she's standing on her own 2 feet, proud and beautiful. But Representative Omar and Representative, I think it's Talib, those two were way too problematic. And I believe their mess, in a way, kind of drifted over to AOC. And I'm not saying it's fair. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying she should have been watching the company she kept. Because, like I said, those two were so problematic that even though she kind of sort of distanced herself from them these last couple of years, every time someone speaks those two names, her name gets drugged in by association. And it's not right. Again, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying for what she wants to do and the positive message that she could bring, she keeps getting drugged back into that crowd. And unfortunately, we're not the MAGA side that just blindly follows anybody. We ask questions. And again, apparently she keeps getting caught up in those questions that people had that necessarily don't fall on her shoulders. I think, and this is just me talking, if she linked up with Representative Crockett, they could be a force to be reckoned with. I see it because Representative Crockett knows how to stick and move. And that's one thing, another thing that AOC has a problem with. She'll know how to drop that shade and back off. She drops the shade hits, and then she keeps going and going and going. And then you're looking like, okay, it's over with. It's time to move on. But she keeps going and going. She needs to learn the Jasmine Crockett. You call them the big back beach body built, and then you hit and then you move on. But she doesn't know how to move on. She'll hit And then she'll run the CNN, MSNBC, the ABC, You're doing too much. You stick and then you move. And you leave people wanting, that's it. She doesn't leave people wanting more. She overstays. And I think that's coming to bite her in the butt. And again, I don't have a problem with her because in a way I act like AOC a lot too. So game recognize game. And unfortunately, that game doesn't play well in the politic war. You have to, in the politic war, you have to be able to be on both sides. And unfortunately, she's done so much damage to that other side that even if she's making sense, which she always makes sense to me, they're not going to hear it because they're going to be on the defense before she can even present an offense, if that makes any sense to people. I think her time will come. She just has to sit back and be ready. But right now, this ain't the year of the AOC. I don't think 2025 is going to be the year of the AOC. I don't want to say she needs to reinvent herself because she's fine the way she is. But again, I think it's time for her to distance her name from the squad representatives because they're crashing and burning all the way through. And it's not a good look. And if she can get her name removed from that squad, she can do great things in the Congress. But until then, her name, unfortunately, because she's a woman of color, her name is going to be always thrown into that mix, whether she participated in the event or not. She's just going to be guilty by association. So I personally think it was the right move this year for them not to put her over that committee or be the highest ranking Democrat on that committee, because I believe that committee will be too focused on trying to zing her and pull her out of her element instead of getting work done. Because as you can see, these last few years, that side of the house does not know how to pass a bill. They don't know how to do anything but cause controversy. And I think by putting her up there right now, it caused too much controversy. Now, when we take the House back, hopefully in 2026, then I think she can move around and people say her name. But as of right now, I think it was the best decision to sit her down because she needed to be sat down. It is the truth. And like I said, this is coming from another loudmouth. And there's been times where I had to be told, sit down. And I think this is it. She has to sit down. Let Jeffries, let Crockett, let all the rest of them handle, because they've been handling it. Let them handle it. Let them step out in front for a minute. And she come back strong in 2026. But right now, I think it was the best move to sit her down this time. But I don't know. I just try to make it make sense.